Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, love. Good morning, boys and girls. Let me just, before I go too far, let me just go ahead and say we do play the hottest music. I do know that. I'm 100% concerned. I'm convinced with that. Yo, for this radio, man, and that's not no braggabout starting. It just really,
it is what it is.
It kind of is what it is. We kind of give you what you need. And I love it. I love it, man. That Jock, you don't really like that Jock, please. It don't do much for you.
He's for another age group. I'm sorry, he just is.
So he is. He definitely is. He's for the young kids, and I saw it as such. We did. That's why I'm kind of in a different space. I'm thinking about. It's such an important day today. You know, we're gonna definitely get to that. Talk about the election and stuff like that. But I didn't really learn kind of how much the political system. Of course, you have an awareness, so you have a knowledge of it. But until you actually get involved, and then. Say if you're pushing for something, such as I have been for sickle cell,
right.
And that's why the ode to the Virginia Blood Services sweatshirt on today, because they have now taken partnership or have been, I don't know how to say this politically correct, but Red Cross is now
taking over Virginia Blood Services.
What she
Got
said.
it.
And so we did things with Red Cross stuff too, because how it always have been, we just want to get the awareness out there. We want to bring some change. We want to bring some actual solutions to this disease. You can't lose a child from this thing and then watch your children grow up
with it
and not actually, kind of get in. And a lot of people don't realize that's kind of why my entertainment thing kind of went into more of the network. We said, okay, get the word out. But we're not going to get on to that. I look at how all these things are forming in this area, the importance of us taking care of our health and wellness.
So important.
Health and wellness. Health and wellness. And a lot of that has been the controversy in like the political space. And when you're going up there, like I said, to go push for change and do things, if you don't have that support from those who are in those places that can help that, it kind of almost feels like it goes on deaf ears, man. So we're very excited about all the things. I'll go ahead and say it right now. To learn about Jennifer Lewis. And I already know about Senator Kane and things like that, but to learn about Jennifer Lewis and knowing that I love being back home, because in this area I'm actually starting to feel and see change.
Right.
I really feel that way. I feel like I'm actually seeing it. And oh, by the way, it wasn't so much that I had to keep on waiting for someone to do it. I myself had to get it.
You make a difference yourself. Exactly. And that's what it's about. It takes everybody. It doesn't just take one person. It takes a community. It takes everybody to get involved to make changes. So, shout out to you for making changes.
Well, no, it was you, dear, because you actually did this. So shout out to you. She keeps me balanced. She keeps me straight. So, one more time for the flying squirrels. But look, another way we can share and make change is by now go ahead, and you know how we do this each morning.
All right, we're gonna like.
Yeah, man.
And then we're gonna share.
I do think sometimes we're not really necessarily, because we as adults, that's one thing about being in curriculum development. So about teaching adults sometimes is a challenge. Because I be saying that, and I don't really see many of y'all doing the liking and sharing things.
Everybody doesn't share them. You know that.
Sharing, but what is sharing?
Sharing is caring.
So I'm just messing with y'all guys. I'm just messing with you.
It's all good.
It's only jokes. I'm in this midlife crisis thing. I'm going to my 45. I'm getting to that place. So therefore, I'm getting to a point where I'm just gonna say what the hell I want to.
So on another note, shout out to People Magazine. Idris Elba is named People's Sexiest Man Alive.
That's how we. That's what we're going with.
So definitely shout out to that. I'm sure a lot of ladies agree. Idris Elba, sexiest man alive.
And I'm not hating, but he should not have made that R&B song though. That's what I will say.
Oh, he made a song? I didn't even hear it, Tom. Oops, I didn't know.
He had a video to it and everything.
Really?
It's too much.
Well, everybody's not meant to be.
No, it's good. I'm not even gonna knock that man's talent. He can sing. He really can. I mean, he can sing. He can do his thing. I'm not gonna knock somebody who want to go out there and do that artistic expression. It just kind of like, you know how people discredit LL for being in the rap game because he went to that sexy appeal thing to get females. I say it's I think it's strong
But it worked
marketing.
for LL,
It worked. It worked.
It worked for LL.
So do you? So is LL like? I really have this money we got here on election day. But have you listed or thought about who your top MCs? And I'm asking to say, would you say LL is in one of your top MCs of all time?
He's up there. He's up there.
He's up where?
He's up there, but
Where?
you know.
But I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. Up where? And you know what? You know why I think he might be
Biggie is
there?
my top MC.
Okay.
Biggie is my top MC.
Then who's
right?
next? Let's say top five. Let's do. Is LL in your top five?
Probably not.
Top 10?
Probably.
In the top 10?
Probably.
Shame
I
on
like
you.
LL. Around the Way Girl.
I knew that's what it was. Being she lived in Jersey and all that stuff like that, and was in that Philly spot. I knew it was solely based on the Round the Way Girl record.
Hey,
that's what I was going to say.
Round the Way Girl.
I know, and that's what it is.
That's it.
So, which I would say LL started us off right. You know what I'm saying? With radio and all those things like that. Mm-hmm. But what happened was y'all loved and fell in love with I Need Love record. And so, therefore, he could never bounce back into that space. But we're not getting in that. But it is showing the importance of how music has changed the culture. Music has also had an influence on our culture. And I think right now, man, it is so imperative that we have people who are capable of being able to manage that. I always reference this young man as a quarterback because I too have, am a quarterback's mind. And when you have to do a lot of things with not everything already set up for you, you have to be able to manage all that. So I know he was in the judicial system, really helping in those spaces. And now to attack and be ahead of the curve and understanding the importance of mental health in our community.
Oh yeah, mental health is huge. It's
huge. A lot of people, like I said, we kind of just in the blank, put a lot of the stuff on music and all that stuff like that and the culture, when it is so much more to it. So
much more
yeah,
to
man.
it. It's so sad because a lot of people ignore their mental state.
Yeah, man.
If your mental health isn't right, you're not right. So definitely. What? If your mental health isn't right.
No, baby, I wasn't talking to you. I'm talking to this little fella, Jordan Bell, who continues
Good morning, Jordan.
to challenge my patience in this hip hop space.
Okay.
Because he has the nerve to go on the feed and says, LL top 10 is not out of the question, arguably the greatest of all time. Like those, like Jordan, you do such a great work. Stop
really?
doing.
Can we just stop mental health?
I couldn't help you with that. I mean, that's the mental health type stuff we're talking.
Jordan, you are just fine, honey.
He is doing great because in the same space. When I say the connection of all that stuff, Jordan is in with the young people who are being into that. So what you was telling me is important, and we is talking to our parents is important. But it's kind of convenient today. The kids are out of school,
right? So
they may check into this, and we have to be relatable. I love this young man. He's kind of in that age group. He's still connected to the culture, and he's doing a wonderful thing. And oh, by the way, it helps to have a father who kind of has been doing the thing and kind of being an example to lead the city's charge. So it's only it's kind of crazy. We got him here with us today on election day. Sherman Lea Jr. Man, we're gonna talk to him when we get back from the break. So y'all keep it locked, and we'll be right back, guys.
Stay focused.
We do still play the hottest music. It's without question. Check out the LMA too.
We are Pretty Please on Broad, a classy and sassy ladies' boutique located in the heart of downtown Alta Vista, Virginia, and the worldwide interwebs. We focus on limited runs, unique fashion at affordable prices. Because as I like to say, no woman wants to show up to her event and did the who wore it better. We have recently added monogramming and embroidery services, and we can rock your fashion and help you personalize that either for your own personal items or for your small business. We focus on big city fashions, so we look at fashion from LA, from New Orleans, as we are a New Orleans inspired boutique, and we really try to focus on bringing in big city fashion without the big city price tag. So give us a call or shop us online at prettypleaseonbroad.com. Our number is 704-281-8748, and make sure to like us on Facebook and Instagram. See you at Pretty Please on Broad, located at 615 Broad Street, downtown Alta Vista, Virginia.
Hey everybody, it's Erica from Focus Fashion.
And it's Garland from Fashionista Roanoke.
And we're here to talk about our collaboration, the Sachet
Sachet
Fashion
Fashion
Experience. On Sunday, December 2nd,
Get ready for the Sachet Fashion Experience,
our first annual LGBTQ fashion show.
in honor of World AIDS Day.
We're calling for all sponsors, models, makeup artists, and designers right now.
For more information, please go to our Facebook page, the Sachet Fashion Experience. See you at the Sachet Fashion Experience.
IMO Go Green is excited to offer free home energy assessment services to residents of the Lynchburg, Roanoke, and Martinsville areas. This is a limited time opportunity and will expire before the end of the year. Call today and IMO Go Green will come to your home, determine your energy saving needs, and install LED lights, shower heads, and aerators as required at absolutely no cost to you. Call IMO Go Green today for your free home energy assessment and get on track to energy savings. IMO Go Green, 434-222-4059.
All right, man. We are here, and I'm trying to keep.
Trying to stay cool.
It's not that. It's just sometimes if you're passionate in your thought, sometimes if a change in the landscape comes, you might react to things like that. So it's almost perfectly applicable that we would have a man who's more mental health. I can tell now this LL discussion will take off today. It will be a Facebook post that will get some legs today. I got to feel that. Hey, who we got with us here today, man?
We have Sherman Lea Jr. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank y'all for having me.
Nah, man.
I love being here.
Oh, thank you.
And this new setup is really it's outstanding.
Oh,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Congratulations to you, because we definitely want to talk about your new facility. So.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. I think before we've been working in mental health and doing outpatient counseling and a bunch of different services. And business had been around for a while, but for me, it was important to open the office in Northwest Roanoke.
Right.
I just I want to get there. And a lot of people came to me and say, hey man, you investing that much money over there, you're gonna get your money back, as far as business. But I think it's important, especially a lot of people being from Northwest and growing up in Roanoke, it was important for me to invest in the community and kind of be an example. If you don't build your community and see it grow, you see a lot of different things on the news. It's been some difficult times in the community, things that happen. So we wanted to be in the light and try to inspire people and just say, especially blacks, our community invest and create businesses and can just be, sort of a little bit of a model in that and how we can kind of rebuild certain areas.
That's
awesome, man. Can I get you check your box real quick, your mic, man? Just make sure it's turned on, the box real quick. But brother, I'm glad that you really took some time to come down. I think it's very timely, and because the story is, like I remember you been on our show before, you've had this entrepreneurial type deal now. So to take the entrepreneur in this space, man, it's kind of it's really good. It's really good, man. I mean, what led you to that point, man? What led to say you was going to make this move, kind of just to put this energy into the mental health field itself?
Well, I guess two different things. From the entrepreneur side, I said before, it kind of was. I think around the last election, I heard a lot of people were talking about people buying in the community and building. I was like, okay, I wanted to be able to, contribute and do some redevelopment in Northwest and do some things. And, I found the building I was an optometrist office, didn't have windows in. We came in and kind of totally redone it. And so I think that was an important piece. But then the other aspect is from the mental health side. It's saying that, as African Americans, we're there to serve the entire community, but, African Americans, we have a lot of issues, and a lot of issues that's created by our environment and the things that traditionally we've been taught to deal with internally, that need to take the time and start looking at some of those issues and kind of trying to eradicate the stigma around mental health.
Why is mental health such a taboo subject with African Americans, do you think?
We've been such strong people. And I think that when you look at people over the years who've been strong, who've had to deal with things just simply because of the color of our skin, you feel that there's a protective, we're confidential. You don't want nobody to know your business. You want to know, because a lot of times people think it shows a sign of weakness. Okay, if I admit something's wrong, if I admit I'm going through something, someone's not going to think I'm as strong as I am. And so that's the stigma around it. And I think that we can do so much more. And I think I've seen people's lives change.
Right.
People who kind of say, hey, these are things that I'm dealing with. And I want to really talk with someone and get this emotional conflict resolved that's going on.
And that takes strength. That takes strength.
Takes a lot of strength.
I think also that we have, as a culture, used our spiritual understanding as the fix-all in that space too. Absolutely. And I think that's a tough area to really, even touch around, because it does. Whenever you start taking science and pulling it away from God can do all, I think sometimes that become a challenge area. That's why I'm so grateful that you, who also present and in the city with different things, your father being a minister and things like that, that this understanding should start opening us to really take a hold to say, no, look, y'all, we need this. This is important. This is important, and it's important right now. Especially with these are some of the things that's going to vote today. These are some of the things that's going on the ticket with the election. I mean, how would you say these kind of coincides, or how important it is to get out to vote today?
Oh, it's very important. I think, when you get out to vote and you see what America's going through as a whole, I think a lot of it really is access to healthcare and access to these things. Expanding and having more people that can have affordable health care is always important. It's a political issue. So I think when people go out and vote and see, who cares about who wants to spend what money and who wants to have access, I think that's important. Another thing, like you said, I think with mental health before, and that's another issue within the Black community, I think that we, and I'm a believer, and I'm a very spiritual person. God can do all things. And I've been in churches where, you see prayer and they're trying to, they're looking back that this person has some psychological issues that they're dealing with, and it needs to be addressed, and potentially, some medication could be prescribed to kind of balance an imbalance that's kind of there. And so those are a lot of things that kind of contribute over time, I think, to saying, hey, let's step back and let's look at some things. So I think that, but yeah, voting is definitely is primary, especially looking at so many issues in America, but mental health is definitely a big one as well.
So that was a setup, right? That was a real setup, because we all waiting. When you getting over there, brother? When you getting into the political space? When is it happening? So I want the excuse. I be trying to, and I know he gonna be like, yo, you should at least told me. But I set him up a counter. Where can we see Sherman Lea Jr. on the ticket? That's because where can we see that?
I think he's doing a great job.
He's a supportive too. I love it.
And, but we got a lot of people out there. So my thing is just, I think we're heading in a good direction.
Yeah, man.
And so I really do think that supporting those people that we have in place, and I just keep standing behind them.
Yeah, you see that? You see, he gave, everybody, y'all know he gave it to him. But it's good, man, because you are doing such a wonderful job, man, in this space, man. I know that my family right now is dealing with a key unit, it doesn't take for the family to be in total dysfunction. I think that's another thing too. It can be one or two cogs of your family, machine that could be really, really suffering in a mental health type of capacity that can disrupt the whole flow of the harmony and the things that goes on, man. So it really does make sense, and I'm grateful that someone like yourself took that spot there, man. Absolutely. And as a service area to be able to help so many people, man. And I really want us to take this interview as a time for us to say, let's not just keep saying, oh, yo, Sherman, they made a big move, and let's get to a place and say, yo, man, if they doing this, what do I need to look at my situation where we can get them and see the importance and the need of that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, something that's important. I mean, when you grow up, and I would ask everybody to reflect. I had friends and close family members. As I got older, and people in our culture, we quick to say, oh, you changed up, switched up, don't fool with you no more, you know what I mean? But then I realized that a lot of some friends I grew up who we kind of were distant now, and I realized that they were suffering from anxiety, anxiety disorder. Some of them developed other, bipolar. It set in later in life, and it changed. And I was like, another guy was, a friend of mine, he was just like, I don't hang out as much because I can't, when I'm in front of people, anxiety kicks in. So I wouldn't tell y'all because I was, I didn't want y'all to think I was weak. So I distanced myself, and this is how I've been dealing with it for years. So when you think of things of that issue, and we know a lot of people who kind of go through certain things, whether it's depression, whether that is that, people to be able to talk about, because there is a better life on the other side. And there's a better life when you're able to talk. And, what we're doing there is we're trying to, since we've announced and we're been on Peters Creek, 1301 Peters Creek, we've been trying to get a lot of different therapists in and doing groups, male groups, women groups. But we just talk about issues and feelings. A lot of times when you can just unpack what's going on in your life sometimes, that helps.
Yeah, man.
And people can say, hey, I'm dealing with this, I'm frustrated about this, or this, this creates so much anxiety in me, irrational anxiety. I think that, being able to just talk and maybe from that aspect, I think that there's change in the community that can come about.
To me, the best thing about it is you're talking to somebody who doesn't know you, right? So they're not as, and that to me helps.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That to me helps.
Talking with someone who's unbiased of what's going on, preconceived, and say, oh, well, this is you, or someone that says, well, that's what you normally do, or I know how you're going to do that, and you can get a perspective from someone else on advice of things you can do and different coping strategies to deal with certain things. Because,
absolutely.
Life is full of ups and downs, and especially for us, there's a lot of things that we go through. There's a lot of things that we are we innately pick up behaviors, or we innately act a certain way because of us going through what we've gone through, what we've gone through, my ancestry, heritage, and certain things that are there.
The patterns, the patterns, man.
So I think that's why ultimately it's important. That's why I wanted to be where we are, and I hope that we can continue to have the conversation and continue to talk with certain people, and hopefully see people's lives changing that. Which I've seen it, but just want to impact even more people. Yeah, man.
Absolutely, it's definitely needed.
We have to. That's why I'm grateful for those who are up in the room, because we have to now. No one can be a savior on earth. God has already done that. No one can now just come and wave a wand and change it all and do that. But when you see the leaders, those who have been called, that's positioned to put something there, versus us trying to find a way to tear that down and say, well, we really need to get into this place. That's why today is important for the election. Today is important to start thinking about mental health in our community, because it is, if y'all hear this quote and people say it all the time, if doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, has been our paradigm. That has been the thing that has been what we've used. But we'll keep it real, yo. We're gonna just, that's just how we do. If that has been that, and we've watched that occur over time, so it's time for a new focus. It's time to look somewhere. It's time to look to something else. And I thank you guys for positioning yourselves to allow for us to come take advantage of it. They don't have to bring it to you. They don't have to make any more extra things. It's there now. What we've been needing, some type of relief. Church is great. Family is great. But I think that third entity, like you were saying, being able to speak to someone and unpack and do those things. Bless y'all for doing that, man. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you.
Appreciate it. And everything's confidential. That's one thing about getting any kind of counseling with a licensed professional counselor is it's confidential. So you don't have to worry about, when you set an appointment, we can get you situated with someone that going out. It's different things that, it's confidential. Of course, there are groups and groups that we have talked and we talk about certain things that we put and we share, but I think things are confidential. It's a struggle. There's a struggle every day. Each and every one of us wants to be happy every day. And to get up in the morning and to find happiness is sometimes a lot of things that we're dealing with that we just got to discuss.
Right.
And we're trying to find it, waking up, no matter what, whether it's whether we're trying to get our finances right, we're trying to raise a family, we're trying to do it. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think every human being wants happiness every day. And so what can we do in our lives that puts us closer with being happy? What can we do? What are the things that we're fearful of or we're scared of that causes us issues? And those are good things that we talk about. And I think that once you release that, even those that may be in the community that commit crimes, murders, still, ultimately they're doing it because they're trying to, they need to get something. So how can we, in a pro-social way, get to that point to where we're getting to our goals and our dreams? And so I think that's the big conversation that we definitely want to have.
We just had. It started. It speak now. You have no excuse. You heard it here, man. Like and share this today, man. We've had a great conversation. We do got to get up out of here, man. But any last thoughts, shout outs, and especially any encouragement for today's election. But definitely tell them where they can get more information about your business, too.
Okay. NewHopeSupportServices.com. You go on the website. It has all the information. Several locations: Roanoke, Danville, Martinsville, Lynchburg, South Boston, Harrisonburg, even in Norton, Virginia now. So we're there. But today's a big day. It's a big day to get out and vote. A lot of things are online to flip the house. If you don't like what's going on in our country, there's some checks and balances that can happen today. We get Congress, we get the Senate. So lots of big things on the line today, and I think that we'll see, hopefully by the end of the day, we can see some things shift in our country.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Thanks again for being on here, brother. What you want to say to the people, babe, before we get up here? But I can't, you got to keep, yes,
Usually we go to commercial.
But we've been talking, dear. We got 30 minutes show. We got 30 minutes. But it's been good. It's been a good conversation. I'm glad.
Absolutely, and a needed conversation.
I needed one, most definitely.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here.
Most definitely.
Shout out to Roanoke, shout out to Philly, shout out to Jersey, and of course, if your birthday is today, happy birthday to you.
Man, happy birthday. Thank y'all for joining in the room. Please, much needed conversation that has started. Let's stop saying what we do. It's going. That's our whole plight. Our thing is to stop talking about it. Just be about it. We've been grateful to be able to see the growth from coming over in the Lawson building, still attached to that, now seeing our programs now show that other businesses are able to get sustainability and show capacity, the things that we have to get out of, instead of just thinking that I can do this, or if you give me this money, no, you have to get out there and do this daily grind, man. So thanks for each one of y'all who checks in and tunes in every day. You can listen to Focus Radio 24/7 because we do play the best music. By downloading from your Google Play or your iOS App Store. Once it's there, all you got to do is push play or listen online. Where at?
And LL is in the top 10. Focus-radio.com.
I just don't even know. L back in the day, he just kind of got absorbed by the whole. But in the same sense, the argument my brother put up there, we say So I get it, but minutes of the day.
He got to be 8 or 9. He got to be. Legacy-wise.
We're going to have to find a day to bring the forums on, especially because it looks like he shops at the Boutique, man. I love to have a homeboy come on yesterday, Mr. Ham. So many things going on in the city, man. Get out there and vote today. But more importantly, man, I love to leave you by saying that thing inside of you, it's not a dream, it's your purpose. Set your sights on your targets, hit them, because the only one who can stop you is you. Once you truly start to believe in that thing and walk in your act of faith, God will allow it to manifest, and I promise you it's not something I heard. It's something we're living every day and so grateful for it. Then broadcast live from the big city of Roanoke, Virginia, out to the world, man. It's today the Grind Show on Focus Radio. Peace. We'll see you tomorrow, all right?
God bless.